Just 2 hours ago, Marvel has released a new trailer for Marvel Zombies, and here is a complete breakdown of this trailer. So the trailer begins with Shang-Chi and Aquafina's character, whatever her name is, running away in a panic as the zombie apocalypse is breaking out. Now, one really interesting scene here is that a giant footsteps on a car. Now, one can theorize that this is Giant Man, but that's just not it because Ant-Man is already in this condition. So this could be Wasp or Hank Pym, but nevertheless, it's a zombified giant and that's just terrifying. But other than that, there aren't many details here. Anyways, then you get some old scenes from the previous trailer which I have already broken down in my other videos, so go check out my channel. Then you get some new scenes of Ghost. In the previous trailer, I theorized that this might be a different variant of Ghost where she can wield a katana-like blade and have fighting skills, but no, this trailer confirms that it's just a normal variant of Ghost that's fighting these soldiers like a normal person, and she just wields a katana for no reason against Blade. That's my theory as of now. Anyways, she takes down these guards viciously, but there are still no details here. Okay, so there are some new shots of some new faces and we can clearly see that there are two new characters. So as a nerd, I took the liberty of doing it and I removed the smoke from this image and I enhanced it and brightened it, and I could see that this character is none other than Icarus. We've been waiting for Icarus since the trailer 1 before the trailer, and every time whenever Marvel Zombies came up, all I was excited for was to see Icarus. Like, imagine a zombie shooting lasers, how cool is that? In the previous trailer, everyone thought that the scene where Thor comes, that is Icarus, but that's clearly not Icarus. Look at the scales on his arm, that's clearly Thor, and I'm gonna talk about him later on, how Thor Stormbreaker ended up in Spidey's hands. Anyways, this is clearly Icarus, and the second shot, you might be thinking that's Storm, and if it was Storm, we all would have been cooked because Storm is one of the strongest X-Men, and if she turns into a zombie, everybody's dying. But that is not Storm, luckily. That is Captain Marvel, and obviously I brightened and enhanced that image as well, and you can clearly see that her hair is glowing, her hand is glowing, and the costume, it's been a little bit ripped apart, but that is Captain Marvel. But the real question here is that, is Captain Marvel a zombie or not? Like, if you look closely, her skin does not look damaged at all, her face looks normal and she does not look like a zombie at all. But her expressions are aggressive, but that could be just Captain Marvel being angry at something. Anyways, moving on. So, in the previous trailer, we saw this same character ripping out Baron Zemo's heart, and in that trailer, I theorized that this could be Count Nefaria. Even though he looks like Hercules a lot based off his face, but his clothes really look like Count Nefaria. Now, if you don't know, Count Nefaria is a comic book character and he's also in the Marvel Contest of Champions game. So that's why I theorized that this could be Count Nefaria, because look at the shoulders and the stripe on his chest. The costume was really similar to Count Nefaria. But in this trailer, there's a small detail that you might have missed. While it seems like Death Dealer is fighting multiple people at the same time, he's not. If you look closely, it's that same character who's cloning himself. Now, I double checked this and did my research. Count Nefaria has no ability where he can clone himself, and in no instance in any comic issue has he duplicated himself. Okay, so Death Dealer kills a lot of clones of this character, but at the end, the clone gets to Death Dealer and snaps one of his arms. Now, there is a very little detail that you might have missed here. After snapping Death Dealer's arm, we see another snap and then we move on. At first, it seems like it's just a close-up of the snap of his arm, but it's not. If you look closely, he's snapping Death Dealer's leg. So what could have happened is, after snapping Death Dealer's arm, he could have kicked this character and he grabbed the leg and broke the leg as well. Anyways, moving on, now we get to the really juicy part, the main event of the trailer. Spider-Man wields Stormbreaker. Why does Spider-Man even have the Stormbreaker? Okay, so my theory is that Thor dies and his Stormbreaker goes to Spider-Man. So back to the scene we saw. Spider-Man has a Stormbreaker and he throws it at Thanos, and it does absolutely nothing because it did not go for the head, and he himself is shocked because of that. Spider-Man knows he's cooked. Anyways, what I really like about this scene is that Thanos is not affected by it at all. He raises his hand with the Infinity Stones and tries to attack them once again. So that's how terrifying Thanos here is with the Infinity Stones and no holding back. I'm pretty sure you liked this video and you want to subscribe. So yeah, go ahead. I'll see you in the next one.